Here in Toledo, firefighters are on duty 24/7, just waiting for emergency calls for accidents or fires to come in. But most departments nationwide and in our area don't operate like that. They rely on volunteers to rush in from home and head out from the station. And those differences come with some serious challenges. Barrett Andrews takes us on special assignment.
Imagine trying to convince somebody to work, in some cases for free, in other cases for just a few dollars an hour, to do any job. Now add in crazy hours and life-threatening conditions. That's why firefighters we talk to say they have to find the people who are not in it for the money, the people who get involved because they love what they do. But that can be harder than it sounds. Outside Middleton Township's number 2 fire station, there's a sign, "We need volunteers." And this Wood County department isn't the only one facing that problem, but I'm told it's not so much recruitment. The challenge lies in actually keeping people on the department once they've joined. Sometimes it's the gruesome things they see that turn them off.
Some people burn out and you don't see them. That's it. They've had it.
They get on, they think they can do it. They get trained, and the next thing they find out it wasn't for them, and they leave. And there's no shame in that. This is not a job for everybody.
This is a hard job, and I use the term job because even though we are volunteers, we give of our time. We have to be available 24/7. That means leaving your family during holiday time, dinner time, making different plans.
And time is another big problem. Years ago, volunteer firefighters in rural communities were generally farmers, according to Lieutenant Sue Gavron of the Central Joint Fire District. So back then, they could drop everything no matter what the time of day. Today, Central Joint covers 77 square miles of Wood County, south of Bowling Green, and they've got people with all kinds of careers.
We have BGSU students, and we recruit from the criminal justice classes. We have truck drivers, we have teachers, we have retirees, we have all sorts of people who bring to the table some different kinds of skill sets.
That also means different schedules, and with most regular jobs being 9 to 5 gigs, some departments noticed that during the day, it took them longer to make it to emergencies.
Due to the fact that most people on the volunteer side working daytime jobs, your availability is usually pretty thin.
So Lucas County's Spencer Township Fire Rescue decided to address that problem. They put a levy on the ballot, which voters approved, to bring in a day shift, meaning there's at least 2 people at the station, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week.
By going to a paid part-time, it allows us to have quick response times and guaranteed somebody here during the day to help the residents out.
But that brings up the question, are you really as safe, say, in Spencer Township as you would be in Toledo? When it comes to response times, a spokesperson for the Ohio Department of Commerce tells me it doesn't matter what type of department you're working with. Outside factors like weather, construction, and location all play a role in how long it takes a fire truck to get there. So doing a side-by-side comparison of volunteer and full-time does not paint the entire picture. But Gavron says they go through the same training, hundreds of hours of it, to make sure they're ready for anything.
Just because it's voluntary does not mean we don't have standards of attendance, standards of performance, standards for training, things like that. We're just like the full-time department.
And something to keep in mind with all of this, volunteer and part-time departments are not something limited to the country. Several of Toledo's suburbs rely on their firefighters to respond from home. If you're curious about the department that protects you, everyone we talked to said it's as simple as going down to the station and talking to the fire chief. On special assignment, Barrett Andrews, Fox Toledo News.